As tensions escalate between Russia and Ukraine, China's double talk on the issue has left many scratching their heads. Is China siding with Russia or Ukraine? Or are they simply playing a diplomatic game of chess, using their strategic ambiguity as a powerful tool to gain the upper hand in global politics? Either way, it's a fascinating case study in the art of international diplomacy. But before we get into the thick of things, we want to take you back where it all started. The ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine has been a major concern for the international community, with countries taking different sides on the issue. One country that has been particularly interesting to watch is China, who has been playing a hypocritical role in this conflict. On the one hand, China has been preaching non-interference and respect for sovereignty, but on the other hand, they have been supporting Russia in various ways. But we want you guys to support us by pressing that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on anything related to geopolitics and heated debates. Now, firstly, it is essential to understand China's diplomatic strategy in international relations, which is based on the principle of non-interference. China has always advocated for respect for sovereignty, territorial integrity, and non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries. However, this principle seems to be conveniently forgotten when it comes to Russia. China has been giving diplomatic and military support to Russia, even though this support goes against the principles they claim to uphold. China's support for Russia is not just limited to verbal support. China has also been providing Russia with military equipment and technology, which is helping Russia to continue its aggression against Ukraine. For instance, China has supplied Russia with missile systems, which have been used to bomb Ukrainian cities, causing death and destruction. Moreover, China's support for Russia's annexation of Crimea, which is a clear violation of international law, has further cemented their hypocritical role in this conflict. Secondly, China's hypocritical role in the Russia-Ukraine war has affected its relationship with other countries, especially Ukraine. China has always maintained that it does not take sides in conflicts and is a neutral party. However, China's support for Russia has led to strained relations with Ukraine. China's silence on Russia's aggression against Ukraine has not gone unnoticed, and Ukraine has taken note of China's hypocrisy. As a result, Ukraine has been more critical of China and has started to distance itself from the country. Thirdly, China's hypocritical role in the Russia-Ukraine war has also affected its relations with other countries, particularly the US and its allies. And that's where things are getting really strained. China's support for Russia has been viewed with suspicion by the US and other countries, who have been critical of China's actions. The US has been particularly vocal in its criticism of China's support for Russia, and this has further strained the already tense relationship between the two countries. One of the primary reasons for the strained relations between the US and China is the disagreement over the annexation of Crimea by Russia. The US and its allies have condemned Russia's actions and imposed sanctions on the country. However, China has been supportive of Russia's annexation of Crimea and has refused to join the international community in condemning Russia's actions. This has led to tensions between the US and China, with the US accusing China of supporting Russian aggression. Moreover, China's military support to Russia in the conflict has also been a major concern for the US. China has been providing Russia with advanced military equipment and technology, which has been used in the conflict against Ukraine. The US has accused China of fueling the conflict and escalating the tensions in the region. The US has also expressed concern about China's growing military power and its impact on the balance of power in the region. The US has been critical of China's stance on the conflict, and this has further strained the already tense relationship between the two countries. The US has accused China of undermining the international order and being a revisionistic power that seeks to challenge the established norms and rules of the global community. The US has also accused China of being a strategic competitor and a threat to its national security. In response, China has accused the US of interfering in its international affairs and trying to contain its rise as a global power. China has also accused the US of double standards and hypocrisy, pointing to its own actions in other regions, such as the Middle East. But these events have changed the world order, and a new pattern can be seen which might redefine the course of history forever. After tensions have escalated between the two superpowers over the Russia-Ukraine issue, the global order has gone under a new shift. With the US, NATO, and EU supporting Ukraine, Russia is backed by Beijing. One of the most significant alliances formed in response to the conflict is the European Union's support for Ukraine. The EU has imposed economic sanctions on Russia and provided financial and technical assistance to Ukraine to help it strengthen its institutions and economy. The EU has also been a key player in promoting a peaceful resolution to the conflict through diplomatic efforts and the provision of humanitarian aid. Another significant alliance that has formed in response to the conflict is the NATO, or North Atlantic Treaty Organization, alliance. NATO has provided military and technical assistance to Ukraine and increased its military presence in the region to deter Russian aggression. Additionally, NATO has worked closely with the EU to coordinate their efforts and promote a unified response to the conflict. The U.S. has also been a key player in the formation of alliances in response to the conflict. The U.S. has imposed economic sanctions on Russia and provided military and technical assistance to Ukraine. The U.S. has also worked closely with the EU and NATO to coordinate their efforts and promote a unified response to the conflict. In addition to these alliances, other countries have also expressed their support for Ukraine and condemned Russia's actions in the conflict. For example, Japan and Australia have imposed economic sanctions on Russia, while Canada has provided military and technical assistance to Ukraine. But on the other side, China has expressed its support for Moscow in a display of double talk that has never been witnessed before. But the million-dollar question is, what lies ahead in this conflict? China's position on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine has been one of nuanced diplomacy, often characterized by what many have referred to as double talk. China has refused to criticize Russia for its actions or even to call it an invasion in deference to Moscow. At the same time, it insists that the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all nations must be upheld. China's stance on the Russia-Ukraine conflict has been a prime example of hypocrisy and double talk. While the country publicly advocates for peace and stability in the region, it has also provided significant support to Russia through its economic ties and diplomatic maneuvering. China's actions have not only undermined its own credibility as a responsible global power, but they have also expressed the country's true intentions and highlighted the dangers of its growing influence in the international community. China's support for Russia in the Ukraine conflict is a clear indication of the country's opportunistic approach to international relations, which prioritizes its own interests over the principles of peace and stability. This approach may bring short-term gains, but it also risks damaging China's long-term relationships with other countries, including the United States and its allies. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability in global politics, as well as the importance of upholding international laws and norms. As the world continues to grapple with the fallout from this conflict, it is essential that all countries, including China, reflect on their actions and work towards a more peaceful and stable future for all. What do you guys think about the ensuing tensions around the Russia-Ukraine war? Will the two superpowers, China and the US, fuel a new conflict, or will the situation cool down in the coming years? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure you press the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.